Yo, we back with another Top TV. I got one of the most inspirational artists in the city, man, in the state, in our region, for that matter, in the game. Caesar Rio,
what's going
Mario
on,
Blade himself in the building. Man, and it's been a long time coming, man, trying to make this interview happen, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you're here, man.
I'm glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
And me and Mario, me and Caesar was just having Caesar Rio was just having a candid conversation, man, about just the struggles of addiction and life in general.
Yeah.
And coming up in black households, we like to party, we like to kick it, man. We like to hang out tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that could become a common culture thing with us.
Yeah.
You know, and you were saying that you had, because I want to start there, man, before we even get all the way into the music. You know what I mean? We want to get, because the music resonate with the story anyway.
Most definitely.
And you were saying like you had a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
You had to make a lifestyle change. You know what I mean? And you did that.
I had to. It was like either choose what's most important to me or choose something else over what's supposed to be most important to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you got a choice to make. Either choose alcohol and drugs or your family.
And you chose, of course, your family.
My family. But ultimately, I had to realize I had to choose myself first.
Exactly, because that's really
what it boiled down to. It's like I had to want to do it for me, you know. And I really want a lot of young people to understand that don't get caught up in the lifestyle. Don't get caught up in the lights, the glamour, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get lost, man.
It's easy to get lost. What's that one line you say? Don't get caught up in the.
Don't pay attention to the shine. It'll blind you.
Yeah,
you know
don't pay attention to the shine.
It'll really blind you. You'll end up losing everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I battled alcoholism for about 16 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
Coming out of that, being delivered from that, changed me wholeheartedly all the way around the board.
A different you.
A complete different person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, when you put Mario Blade up the top, they need to understand that. It was a difference. Mm-hmm. You know, my alter ego was taking over then. You know what I'm saying? When I was in that spirit world and drinking and doing all that craziness.
That's
you know
Mario Blade.
That was Blade.
Yeah.
That was Blade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is Mario, a.k.a. Caesar Rio. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you got to break down the different. It's a trinity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, I mean, we got them alter egos, man.
You know what I mean? But most definitely, I just want to get to understand that you can get lost in that as easy as you can get lost in and smoking too much bud or doing or partying too much. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff is going to lead in the wrong direction, man.
And speaking of smoking too much bud, you know, I'm looking at my timeline, man. More and more I'm looking at my timeline. People was talking about they in the hospital. People was talking about they done blacked out and had a seizure. Why? Because you don't know what they putting in this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what's going in this stuff. It's too readily available to us right now. You know what I mean? Where it once was not that available and you couldn't really get it like that, but you could. Is on every street corner.
But you know what? I think more importantly, people have become less selective.
Yeah,
we used to be very selective about everything that we do. What we got. Not even just the bud. Yeah. Everything. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand those kind of people are different. Lower level people gonna think different.
Yeah.
Lower vibrational people don't care.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care what they get.
They don't care what they get. As long as they getting high.
As long as they getting high.
Yeah.
Even if they got to smoke 18 blunts.
And that's the crazy part about it is, you know, because when I was smoking, it was like I'm smoking, but I'm not getting high. And then you're spending all of your money. You're smoking the eighth in 3 or 4 hours. You might even smoke an eighth within 3 or 4 hours because it's not getting you high no more. You chasing it, and then you going back and spending your money. You there every other day. If you done looked up, you done spent $400 in a week, man, almost.
Listen, it's the same cycle with any other drug.
With any other drug.
With the liquor store, with the man on the corner, you know what I'm saying? It's the same cycle.
Yeah. You got a selective you got a big catalog, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got something that you just dropped, From Me to You, an EP you just dropped called From Me to You this year, 2025. Tell us about that.
So From Me to You, essentially, I was talking to my younger self. I mean, my younger self, I was talking to my older self in the future, kind of per se. You know what I'm saying? So the younger self was basically telling the older me that we are going to do so many amazing things. We're going to be on so many stages.
Yeah.
We are going to, you know, brighten up so many lives with this thing right here we like to call rap. You know what I'm saying? I envisioned that when I was young. I seen that when I was young. And then I also turned it into a sense of I'm talking to my son. I'm talking to somebody's son. I'm talking to somebody's daughter.
Yeah.
With these stories. So it's basically from me to you. It's my gift to you. And it's actually worth having. It's something that you can listen to and it can add value to your life. It's something that can give you something positive to listen to. It's something that can really encourage your spirit and uplift you when you listen to it, you know. And that's really all I hope that the person that's listening to it gets from it, is that they be encouraged and that they know that, you know, they will make it through whatever storm that they in. You know,
you got songs like All My Life, But God, you know what I mean, Pray For Me, you know what I mean, things that really put out vibrations to the world to help people get over the things that they're going through. You know, this man can make a brass monkey cry. You listen to his music, man, you know what I mean? It's tear jerking because you can resonate with the realness that is coming across through them speakers. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to go check out the catalog, man. Caesar Rio, you see the name, go to YouTube. Go check out the catalog, man, because right now, the music that you making, we need.
Facts.
Flat out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't up here pulling your leg or nothing like that. You know what I mean? We need the music right now that you giving us. Because a lot of us is lost. A lot of us is addicted. A lot of us don't want to talk about it. Yeah. We ashamed of it. You know, I was a functioning alcoholic. I don't care what they say. I'd never be ashamed of my journey, man. I was a functioning alcoholic, but I had to realize in order to grow, I had to let go of that, man. Yeah. It was like, you know, I was in the house but wasn't in the house. I was present but wasn't present. Mind gone somewhere else. Body right there, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this, Caesar Rio. Yes, sir. Cleveland roots. How has growing up in Cleveland influenced your music and artist identity? Artistic identity, I'm sorry. I think it kind of made it gritty because when coming from Cleveland, you got to realize anybody going to give you nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So anything you going to get, you got to get it out the dirt for real. Like, anybody going to hang you out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you have to kind of find your own opportunities, man. You think Cleveland is one of the harder locations to come up in this music game? Yeah. Because it's for some reason, it's just, I mean, even though it is changing and you do see people still working together, it's still a sense of jealousy and envy in the city where I don't want you to make it, or I don't want you to make it because you may be bigger, or I want to be bigger than you and all of that. And I just think that until we learn to work across the board, we ain't gonna be in New York. We ain't gonna be in Atlanta. But if we learn to walk across the board, we can be. Yeah. But that's with everybody in unity. Yeah. That's with everybody really, you know what I'm saying? Like giving a fuck about everybody else and really sharing the knowledge. Like he dope. Let's make sure that he dope. Let me lock him in with. If I got some information to give him, boom. I got people over there that love this over here. Boom. I'm gonna give you that contact information. Go ahead, do what you do. I ain't looking for nothing from it. But a lot of times people be only doing that. They be backdoor you and say, you know, remember I had looked out for you. I'm gonna need. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't pure and genuine no more. Instead of being straight up saying, look, I can do this, but I'm going to need this. Exactly. You dig what I'm saying? Like exactly. And a lot of times, you know, I got scorned for that a lot of times coming up in this game because that was how we were down in Hollywood in the hood. We was straight up, hey, you know, come down, you can make a donation or you can get some marketing, things like that. You know, and a lot of people didn't like that, but we didn't try to play you. We didn't try to bring you in and then say, give me this, give me that. We telling you straight up what it is. Yeah, it's straight up business. And you got to respect that, though, at the end of the day, because, you know, this is a business.
You know what I'm saying? And like it really wasn't until like I want to say maybe 10 years ago where I started to really pay more closer attention to the business side of things.
It is a business because we got to eat.
We got to eat. And at the end of the day, I have a brand that I have to protect and stand for. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just a rapper. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, understanding that and understanding the power in that, I have something to be able to sell you, not just some merchandise, but me as a person, because this is a lifestyle. I live this every single day. I'm the same individual as I am online as I am in person. Ain't nothing different. You're gonna get me the same way. You know what I'm saying? I want people to understand that, you know, being authentic means that just be true to yourself. Be authentic to yourself. Don't put on faces to appease people.
That was my mother's favorite line coming up. You know, be true to thyself. You know
I'm
what I
telling
mean?
you, man. For real.
You got All My Life with Connie Son. How did that project come about?
Man, so, you know, I was at work, you know what I'm saying? He had came through. I think he came to grab some fish or something from the job. You know, we had met, you know what I'm saying? I think I got a CD from him, you know what I'm saying? Listened to it. Outside of that, we had a dope conversation. Found out he's a Scorpio too and everything. And, we just started a great friendship just from there, just from the music alone and shit. I listened to the music, fire.
Because I feel like y'all do got that same rhythmic type of style, that same heartfelt, soulful style. And y'all got to go listen to All My Life, man, because that's the title, right?
Yeah.
Y'all got to go listen to that track, man, because that track is two of the best to do it in our region, man, in the game, man. That track right there is gonna touch you.
But that CD that he gave me, but the next time I seen him, I was basically saying the same thing, like, bruh, this touched the soul. Like, it's very seldomly that you get music that really is soul felt. I told him, I said, bro, like, I rock with you the long way. Anytime you got anything that you're doing, come, you know what I'm saying? Come fuck with me. You feel me? And one thing led to another. He was like, you know, if there's anything else, if there's anything I could do for you, don't hesitate to let me know. I was like, you know what? I got this song, you know what I'm saying, that I think you'll be great on, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a firm believer that things happen when they're supposed to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? No time before that. And, you know, I sent it to him, let him hear it. Some time went past, he came back, you know, we laid it down in the studio, came up with the video, and the rest is history.
Are you selective with the artists that you work with? And have you turned down working with people on features or music at any time?
No, I haven't turned down working with people. No, I ain't that kind of individual. Like, and I ain't to the point of where, oh yeah, I'm gonna charge you $500 or $250 or whatever the case is. I ain't gonna charge you nothing. If I like the vibe, if I like the music, we can definitely do something. But you have to understand where I'm at artistically with my music. Don't come with some sideways stuff and you already know better.
That ain't what I'm doing.
That ain't what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense for what I'm doing, let's do it. You know.
Hey, we gonna come back with Caesar Rio. Make sure y'all stay tuned to this Top TV, and we'll be right back.
It's your boy Craig Dunson, Paradigm Shift Recovery Services. When the way we see the world no longer works for us, this is where the paradigm shift begins. Here at Paradigm Shift, our mission is simple: to ensure that no person seeking recovery from mental health and substance use disorder need die without ever having had a chance to find a better way of life. Here, as Paradigm Shift Recovery Services, this is where the theory of recovery meets the practice of recovery. This is where we show you how to live through programs like psychotherapy, med management, medically assisted treatment, mental health and SUD case management, outpatient treatment, peer recovery support that is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. By who? People who are actually in the process of recovery. Authenticity is what we thrive on here. Authenticity is what we offer. So please, let us get into the trenches with you, no matter how hard it is right now, no matter how hopeless it may look. There is a better tomorrow. And sometimes we have to let go the illusion that somehow yesterday should have been better. So if you let us help you today, we can help you get to a better tomorrow. My name is Craig. I'm looking for you. 216-273-6888. Give me a call. Let's get this started. The time is now.
If you're seeking recovery and feeling alone and don't know who to turn to, Yo, we back with another Top TV. We're here with hip hop artist Caesar Rio, businessman, hip hop artist Caesar Rio. And how long you been making music, Caesar?
For about 20 years.
About 20 years?
For real.
So you a vet in this game.
Yeah. Taking it serious about the last 10 for real.
Yeah. How did you, what was your first breakout song?
My first song.
Where you really know, like, I'm taking this serious.
What, like a personal song or just in general?
Just in general.
4, 5, 6 jobs. I think it was
4, 5, 6 jobs. Yeah, and I think that's what I did. I think I did see that joint 4, 5.
And I was low key mad because what's his name had just dropped. He had dropped. I got what was it?
I got 2 phones.
No, not I got 2 phones, but he
I don't get tired.
Kevin, yeah. I don't get tired. I got 6 jobs or something like that. I was lucky because I'm like, man, but it also let me know that I'm in the right direction of what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm on to something.
And then you gotta understand this world. We gotta understand something. This internet world ain't that big. It's more people in the world than it is on the internet.
Yep. Facts.
You know, so when they see things on the internet, because I always see now, I'm seeing a lot of people putting TVs on their thing and top this and top that. Even the social medias is doing it, and they wasn't doing that about a year ago. You know what I mean? And I was telling my girl like, yeah, but it's just like a car that you get, and now you seeing it a lot.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts. As soon as you get the car, then you start seeing it everywhere.
Let me ask you this. What pivotal experience in your life has shaped the evolution of your sound and messages as an artist?
Sound-wise, I would say Toka Allen. Shout out to Toka Allen, man. I've learned so much by dealing with her and that experience that we've had in the multiple groups that we were a part of, and I wouldn't take nothing for it. It really helped shape my artistry as far as my stage performance, as far as the understanding of knowing that I got to work the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Knowing all of the importance of knowing all of your words, the importance of practicing.
Yeah, rehearsal is important.
Rehearsal is definitely important, you know what I'm saying? Like, most artists don't understand how important that is. The music can stop, but if you continue to keep going, they're going to remember that. Yeah. And they're going to say, oh, no, he's a professional. Versus the person that stop and say, hey, what happens to the music? Yeah. And then as soon as the crowds, they keep going, they stagnant. They don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, that I think helped shape a lot for my performance etiquette. Now, as far as my delivery, I just always talk strongly. You know what I'm saying? I always talk like I believe in what I'm talking about. And, you know, my uncle told me, boy, you better believe in yourself when you're talking to people. You better believe it first. You know what I'm saying? And the importance of believing in yourself definitely was rooted in my upbringing.
The core value stuck with you.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Artists what you speak of fusion, soulful melodies, and thought-provoking lyrics. What drives the artistic combination for you?
Life, man.
Yeah.
Life. Because I could be experiencing one thing, and then here comes something way out of left field that just happened that's really would throw the average person over the top. Yeah. But for me, it's like, okay, I see it coming. Okay, that's it. All right, now let me adjust this. Boom, let me move it out the way. All right, let me handle this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's not even about what happens to you in life. It's about how you handle it. And I've learned that throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I get a chance to tell the stories that I personally go through. Right. The struggles that I go through, the hardships, and also the up part of it. You know what I'm saying? The part about, you know what I'm saying, actually getting a chance to put in that hard work and see everything that you get back from putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything comes along with that journey when you putting in that work for so long, and you start to see it come back tenfold. You kind of like, you don't even see it though at first. You kind of like, I know it's coming, but it's like, all right. So when people start hitting you up and say, hey man, you doing your thing, you're like, okay, I appreciate it. You kind of like nonchalant, but still humble about it. Like, but once you start to hear it more and more,
you like, it's working.
It's like, nah, that's the work I done put in 8 years ago that they talking about.
And you got to stay down, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, you got to stay, or you got to stay up till you come up.
Man,
you know
stay down till you come up.
You know what I mean?
I got a song like that too. Stay down till you come up, and that's really what the process is, man. Just stay down till you come up. Understand what your come up is. Don't want to mimic what somebody else's come up is. Visualize what you want to see, where you want to be at, and what it's going to take for you to get there. The steps.
You authentic with your music, man. You know what I mean? It's like you real authentic with yours, man. You can't find somebody that's mimicking what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't find somebody that you was like, oh well, yeah, I'm kind of like mimicking what they got going on. Now, you talk about community. Can you share a specific moment or story from your community that has directly inspired a song or a lyric for you?
So my grandmother and the neighbor next door, man, they used to get into it like all the time. You know, the lady next door would build a fence. My grandma would build a fence. You know, they back and forth kind of like, you know, just in feud and everything. You know what I'm saying? We in the backyard throwing the ball over the fence and she keeping our footballs and stuff like that. So, but one day, I seen them both just kind of like, you know what, ain't nobody even.
They stopped being petty.
Man, they stopped being petty, man. I'm talking about they was the best of friends, man, like for real. And they really created a nice bond just from that. And I've learned that a lot of times, you know, it really be something in us.
Yeah.
That has us, you know, have a dislike or a disdain for people.
That's standoffish.
So, so we got to kind of sometimes look in ourselves and say, what about me is bringing this type of energy? Or let's sit down and talk about it. Let's address it. Let's not it just festering, because you won't never know what is going on over there in her mind. She won't know what's going on in your mind. All y'all know is y'all don't like each other for
no reason,
for unknown reason,
for something in the air,
for something in the air. You know what I'm saying? Your yard too close to my yard, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pride. And a lot of times it be pride, man.
A lot of times it be pride,
be very
man.
prideful, you know. But to see them get together and smile and laugh and joke, it was like, yeah, this is what it's about right here, you know.
It really can't. It's not all bad.
No, for real. And that inspired his story. That inspired his story.
That track?
Yeah, that song called His Story off of Born King. Yeah.
Off of Born King. What album? When did you drop Born King?
I dropped Born King, I want to say 2 years ago. I want to say 2 years ago.
And I'm telling you, man, go watch these videos, because these videos are relative to everything that you have to go through coming up or going through coming up. You know, and we prided ourselves. When I first got in this media game with them guys down in Hollywood in the hood, we prided ourselves on making sure that the people in our community that were stars or had that light on them kept that light on them, because they had stories that could really help folks.
Yeah.
It wasn't about us getting in the game and trying to do what everybody on the internet do.
Yeah.
It was about us getting in the game and changing the game and putting out them real stories for people. And
Real
that's been since 2005, you feel me? Real testimonies.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
is,
on the top of this podcast and live streaming thing, you know, I think we was probably the first people to be going live in the city, maybe in the region. You know what I mean? And that was our whole reasoning behind doing it.
Yeah.
You know, getting these real stories out to the community so they could see a Cesar Rio who's really a great artist and hear him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let people know, like, you know, LeBron James is cool to look at. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But this man you can actually touch got a lesson that you can learn too.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was the importance of what we had going on down there. Role as a beacon. And what way do you see yourself fulfilling a role as a beacon of hope for your listeners and your community?
Because it's something that they can take and benefit from. You know, it's some music that they can take and benefit from and help them reach the next level in their lives, whatever that may be. I feel like, because, you know, it's like, you know, remember back in the day, Grandma and them used to say, man, I'm tired of hearing all that racket. Mm-hmm. That's what the rap sounded like, racket, a lot of times. But when you got a better message, when you got something that is full of love, it cures a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, you got to realize the stuff we listen to is pouring into us. mentally, emotionally, you know
You
what I'm saying?
eating that food.
Psychologically, it's pouring into
You
us.
eating that food.
So if you constantly keep on listening to this stuff,
Yep.
gradually
it's going to program you.
It's going to program you. Gradually, your ways is going to start to align with some of the stuff that you're listening to. So why not be that person that's going to pour love and genuine energy and positivity into the listener to make them want to get up and go start a business, make them want to get up and start believing that they can go to the gym and lose that 15 pounds, make them believe that they can go ahead and create that business down the street, create that car shop, create that nail shop, create that barber shop.
What vibrations are you putting out?
What vibrations are you putting out into the world?
Yeah, because that's going to say a lot about your longevity in your life.
So if I lead with love, if I lead with my life and if I lead with love and show you what love is, that's what I'm assuming to get back in return.
Right.
It's universal. It's universal law.
That's real, man. You know what I'm saying? You can learn something, man. You can learn something today. What does your creative process look like when you craft a new song? Do you have any unique rituals or environments that inspire you?
And again, life be inspiring me, man. Like I go through some stuff, you know, and the first thing I'm doing is like, all right, you know what, let me just find me a beat to listen to, man, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could be just a line that I said. I could be freestyling. It could be just a line that I said, and I write that line down. The time will go past. I'll come back to it, you know, add on to it. And other times, either if what I'm going through is that deep, I sit there and write a verse.
Yeah.
And just to kind of like get out how I'm feeling for real.
It's therapeutic.
It's therapeutic for real because I got to write it down. I got to write it down.
How did your folks feel about you when they first heard your material?
When I first started, my mother was like, "Yeah, boy, it's all right," you know, whatever. You know, she was like, "It's all right."
As the time went on.
As the time went on, she was like, "You know what? I'm proud of what you're doing."
Yeah.
She's like, "I can really see a transformation and a change in the direction of your music, and also a change in you." And that meant everything.
I know that made you feel real good.
That meant everything for my mom to tell me that, you know, because again, I'm not who I used to be.
The track, I was watching one of your videos, man, and you actually had your family in the videos.
Yeah, that was used to.
Used to, yeah. You actually had your grandparents or your parents?
No, that was actually my cousin's number. I think it was my cousin. Shout out to Shelly and Giacomo. It was their birthday party that was going on. And I was like, you know what? During a birthday party,
I'll shoot a video with the family.
Shoot a video with the family and show everybody collectively together in unity. You know,
that I ain't starstruck
for as much as I possibly could. You know, and see, you know, some of my cousins already understand how strongly I believe in what I'm doing and how strongly I believe in me, and I encourage everybody to do the same. Believe in everything that you put your hands on. You should. If
you an elder cousin in the family?
Not an elder cousin, maybe like a middle cousin.
Okay.
Like you know what I'm saying? I'm 40, so
you
know what I'm saying? My older cousins is like 45, 47.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Collaborations. If you could collab with any artist, living or dead, who would it be and why? What do you think that collaboration would bring forth?
I ain't gonna hold you. I would really want a Scarface feature.
That's a deep feature.
I would really want a Scarface feature because, you know, he was very monumental in my development as an artist, like, because he told so many real stories, man. And again,
one of the best.
Listen, his delivery is captivating in itself. It's like, you know, you want to have that type of tone in your voice when you're talking to somebody, because again, you sound for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't make this. It's believable. You can't make this up. You dig what I'm saying? But then when you telling real stories like that, it ain't nothing to be made up.
Yeah.
You feel it in the lyrics. Same thing with Connie's son. Everything is real. You feel it in the lyrics.
Bars, man.
If you don't feel it in your soul, ain't no need for you to listen to it. Matter of fact, speaking of Feel It in My Soul, I got a song called Feel It in My Soul. Shout out to Baby Voice Dalo on that feature. Shout out to DJ Squirt too as well, because I also won that video for that particular song. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Living Room Cook Up too, my guys, man.
That's your podcast?
No, they're my brothers.
Okay,
that's our podcast. Raw Glass Photography, Bart Watts, King 6. We are the Living Room Cook Up.
Yeah, I've seen that. Y'all bring artists in.
Yeah, bring artists in for interviews and live performance and everything like that. Yeah, we got season 1 out. As a matter of fact, now working on season 2. In the process.
That's dope. I seen that, man. I just ran into 6 not too long ago. What's the relationship with you and Six? Because I see that he shot. Do he work behind the scenes with the videos?
Man,
or
we do everything for each other. You dig what I'm saying? So,
right.
Bruh got 16 hands. Bruh do a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it ain't no limit to what we all can do collectively.
And he came a long way in his music, man. And he one of the dope artists too.
I ain't gonna
that's
hold
in
you.
the city as well, man.
Bro,
He been making music for a very long time.
Bro, one of the dopest artists. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, see, I can only talk like that because a lot of stuff y'all ain't heard yet. But it's on the way. I ain't gonna
coming,
hold you,
huh? Bro, it's coming 100 miles an hour, right?
Listen. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like that.
Resilience is a recurring theme in your work. Can you illustrate how the theme manifests in your music and personal philosophies?
Well, not giving up, man. Just having that will to continue to keep going no matter how it look. No matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstance.
Keeping that dog in you.
Just keeping that grit, just like, you know what I'm saying?
Keeping
like,
that God in you.
Matter of fact, no, that's first and foremost. You got to keep him first ahead of everything because if everything else go wrong, I know I got to go talk to him.
Period.
Matter of fact, first off, I'm going to go talk to him first.
Yeah, and get it straight.
Yeah. And then if everything else still going wrong, I know there's a reason for that. So I got to understand, again, you got to have discernment to understand what is happening, why it's happening, and how I'm going to navigate through it.
Yeah.
Because things don't happen to you, they happen for you.
Yeah.
So if they happen, and they happen for you to make a choice.
Yeah.
So now what am I going to choose from these things that happen? And how is it going to benefit how I'm trying to get to this next stage in life? You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. It's about growth, man. Like, you know, I got more years behind me than I potentially got in front of me. So at my time, anything that is connected to me has to be growing.
Everything got to be
Everything got to be growing. If it ain't growing, it's dead. And I got to leave it there. You know what I'm saying?
Say that.
And keep it moving.
Who were some of the biggest musical influences growing up, and how did they inform your current style? I know you said Scarface.
Scarface for sure. Tupac, because of his kind of like his cunning rhyme schemes, kind of, you know, and Andre 3000.
Andre 3000.
Yeah. Got to throw Wayne in there too, of course.
Got to throw Wayne.
You know what I'm saying?
Wayne. I don't think
Wayne vocabulary was just
crazy,
out
right?
This world, man.
Man,
like,
one of the best, man.
Yeah, man.
Him and that 2 Chainz album, I think they don't really get that Holly Grove 2.
Listen,
that Holly Grove 2 was crazy.
Listen.
You know,
lyrically, they really inspired a lot, man. Like, it's just like you got that. It's like you gotta make sure you stay up there with that type of
because ain't nobody want to listen to you if you're not.
If you're not, don't nobody want to listen to you, bro.
Hey, fans, how do you approach connecting with your audience, especially those who might relate to your struggles?
With an open heart.
Yeah.
And an open hand. How you doing?
So,
you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Straight like that. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Just like that. You know what I'm saying? It can't get no better than that. It's like you have to deal with people where they at, man. And regardless of where you at, you got to realize you still have to be humble and keep that humility regardless of where you think that you at. Because funny story, first starting out, it was pride come before destruction.
Yeah,
we was kind of prideful going into an event. Was like, yeah, we better than everybody in here. We got in there and was trash.
Say trash. You know what you had to get.
Got back home and was like, man, what?
Yep. We got.
Crowd was hurt, but that also told me, young man, until you put that time in for real, sit your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, stop trying
to poke your chest out.
Yeah.
And even when you can, don't be so prideful about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can always stand to get better.
Man, listen, you can always stand to get better, and there's always somebody better than you.
Yeah.
Always.
Hey, we're going to come back with Caesar Rio. Make sure y'all stay tuned to this Top TV.
So proud of me. All them losses we done took and all them things that we didn't get.
This your boy Craig Dunson, Paradigm Shift Recovery Services. When the way we see the world no longer works for us, this is where the paradigm shift begins. Here at Paradigm Shift, our mission is simple: to ensure that no person seeking recovery from mental health and substance use disorder need die without ever having had a chance to find a better way of life. Here, as Paradigm Shift Recovery Services, this is where the theory of recovery meets the practice of recovery. This is where we show you how to live through programs like psychotherapy, med management, medically assisted treatment, mental health and SUD case management, outpatient treatment, peer recovery support that is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. By who? People who are actually in the process of recovery. Authenticity is what we thrive on here. Authenticity is what we offer. So please, let us get into the trenches with you, no matter how hard it is right now, no matter how hopeless it may look. There is a better.
They didn't expect for us to be someone or to go somewhere someday. Thinking back to what my grandma said, she said, keep your head up and pray.
Looking back, man, I know that my grandma proud. In the sky looking up, cause she looking down. All them killers be lurking, so look around. All them losses we took had to look and smile. I was dumb as a kid, like a stupid child. Man, I used to perform for a freaking crowd. But you see how promoters gon' book us now, cause they see that my life like a movie now.
Who that right there?
That's Baby Voice Dollar.
The dark skinned lady?
No, Baby Voice Dollar. That's a dude.
Oh, that's a dude? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his voice like that. We about to come back. Yo, we back with another Top TV. I got my man Cesar Rio in the building, aka Mario Blade.
Straight
You
like
already
that.
know what it is.
Yeah.
Dropping that inspirational music, man. You know, just giving people something that they can feel.
Man,
You know, all over the world. You know, you said you just performed at Chairman Fahim's New Era Cleveland's Black. What was it? Black Gala?
Legacy Gala, yeah.
Black Legacy Gala. How was that experience?
Man, that was amazing. I had a great time, man. Excuse me. Shout out to New Era Cleveland, man. They had it decked out in there, man. I mean,
Man, I missed it.
the food was wonderful, man. The rest of the entertainment was great.
Energy was there.
Man, energy was just there. It was just a different type of energy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was definitely a good experience, man. You know, good to be in rooms like that.
Definitely good. Always good to be in great company, man.
That's for sure.
Your music tells stories. What do you think are the key elements to effective storytelling in hip hop?
They got to be true. I mean, you know, all of that kind of making up stuff is for the birds. Like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Like, they got to be true, and you know what I'm saying. Like, don't be scared to tell the truth.
Yeah.
You know, like they got to really come from somewhere. When songs really come from somewhere, somewhere deep and somewhere a real place, you can really feel the difference within the song.
You know it's real.
You know it's real. It's gonna touch you in a different manner. It's going, you know what I'm saying, for real, and you know.
Have you had any backlash from any of the music that you made? Have people said like, man, you?
Oh, I mean,
Any politicians came to you, anything like that?
Nah. You know, which even if they did, you know, whatever. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do at the end of the day. I think we have to understand that music is always subjective. People are gonna like what they like. If they don't like it, fine. If they do like it, fine.
Yeah, so
you
be
know,
it.
so be it. You shouldn't try to appease. Again, you shouldn't try to appease people, because when you try to appease people, then you become a puppet.
How do the various cultures within Cleveland come through in your music, and what richness do they add?
The Jamaican culture for sure.
That's some Jamaican roots.
Nah, but I know a lot of Jamaicans.
Okay.
I've gained a lot of relationships learning. I'm also a meat cutter by trade too, as well. So where I work at, we see a variety of different people, from Chinese people to Jamaican people to African people to Puerto Rican people. You know what I'm saying? So being able to deal with people on a day-to-day basis and different people, it just opens up my thinking first and foremost, and opens up the amount of people that I'm able to contact with and connect with and learn from. You know what I'm saying? You can learn a lot from different cultures. It's just it's about what you're willing to be able to apply to your life to make it sensible, to make it work.
Yeah.
You know, everything ain't for everybody, but something in their culture probably can help you with some things that you may be experiencing.
That's
because
a
the
fact.
way black folk handle it and the way that Jamaicans handle it is totally different.
Yeah.
Maybe if you try something like that, maybe you'll kind of find your peace. You know what I'm saying? Peace is very important.
It can help you.
It can help you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What you think about the whole ICE situation that's going on? Because speaking of Jamaicans, speaking of different ethnicities and stuff like that, you say you got a lot of people from different cultures as your friends. What do you think about that ICE situation, man?
I think it's very unfortunate, man. Like, for real. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody is born equal, man. They bleed the same way that we bleed. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody superior over nobody else. And if you go through the proper steps to get over here to work and get a job, you just as qualified for to get the job as I am. Shit, so be it. I don't care about that. It's for one, we all foreigners on this land.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just it's very unfortunate, man. I just pray that they come up with a clear solution, and deporting people, I believe, is not it. Breaking up families is not it.
Yeah, breaking up families ain't it, man. We need to figure it out how we can help folks out. But if you is here illegally, you need to get your paperwork straight.
Yeah, now illegally, get your paperwork straight and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
You got to keep it with your paperwork.
But if you got your paperwork straight,
cards,
you know what I'm saying? If everything is straight and everything is up to date and they still fucking with you,
that ain't
like,
right.
Come on, man. That shit ain't right.
You bamboozling the people now. It ain't the home of the free no more.
My point exactly.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to In the Lab 365 too as well.
Who is that?
Artica Tierra and Juicy Roxanne.
Oh yeah, shout out to Artica Tierra. Yeah, she's definitely a great soulful singer herself.
Most definitely.
Looking to get her on the show real soon here. How would you like to be remembered in music in the music industry by your community? What legacy do you hope to leave behind?
Positivity. If they ever ask what I stand for, it should be positivity.
Yeah.
Positivity.
Flat out.
Positivity and growth. You know what I'm saying? Good energy, man.
Speaking of growth, how has the journey of music contributed to your personal growth and the understanding of yourself?
It's actually contributed a lot because it made me look inside myself a lot more, for the answers.
Yeah.
It made me be real with myself a lot more and hold myself accountable. Because ultimately, when you look at some of the things that you want to accomplish, some of the things that you want to be, you have to ask yourself, did I give it 100%?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, you got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? If you really want it. And, but it causes for you to be real with yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Or, because I ain't the kind of person that's going to lie to myself.
Yeah. You can't lie to yourself.
No,
you can.
And you could believe it, but you ain't going to
But you know the truth,
You know the truth.
You know
and that's going to eat you up inside,
Social responsibility. Do you feel a responsibility as an artist to address social issues through your lyrics? And if so, can you give an example?
I don't feel a responsibility to. I feel like it's a choice.
Yeah.
Because again, it's about sharing the stories.
Mm-hmm.
So if my particular story ties into what is going on in society right now, then so be it. But that's never the aim. You know what I'm saying? The aim is just to tell my story, to get my release off, to release what I have,
and the people can resonate with that.
If they can resonate with it, great. If they can't, great. It's still therapeutic for me to do so,
though. In times of personal struggle and disappointment, how does the music serve as your outlet or form of therapy?
Man, it serves as an anchor. I ain't gonna hold you. It serves as an anchor because it really holds me down. It's like, I know I can write me a song about whatever situations I'm going through. I could find me a beat, sit down, and I could put this stuff into words
and release it.
I can recite it, play it 1,000 times, learn it. So it's like that in itself, and then other people can hear it. That's the extra.
Yeah,
because it's really just for me at first. You know what I'm saying? It's my baby. It's for me at first, just to hear it back to myself. And sometimes it be songs like that I won't even put out. I just was feeling in this certain type of mood, and I just got to make this to get this out. And I got to play it back just so I can remember. Okay. I might release that one day, but not right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's very monumental, man. Like again, man, until you really go through some things, you ain't gonna really have nothing to talk about.
For real. How important is, because we talked about abuse, substance abuse. How important is, is it to you that people understand, especially in Cleveland in this hip hop scene, that substance abuse is not a thing that you should be into heavily,
it's
or
easy,
into at all?
It's easy to turn into a drunk.
Yeah,
it's easy to turn into an alcoholic.
Yeah,
people think, oh, I go to the bar 3 times a week, I ain't no drunk.
Man, you got a problem.
You know, but that also has a play on their mentality, on their minds,
on their look,
how
they speak.
Because see, eventually it starts to eat up at you eventually, and one of the stages is they stop caring about how they look.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care about how this just me. Oh, it's just you.
It's
okay.
just you. Okay. Yeah.
we gonna see how that's just you.
We don't want that. We don't want that part of you.
Yeah, we don't want that.
It's like Mike Jack said. It's just another part of
just
you.
another part of it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it has the capability to really take your life, man. I don't think people really understand the seriousness of that. And again, I could have been dead. You know what I'm saying? Mentally and spiritually and physically. Mm-hmm. If I would have continued down that road.
You said you had a dream that
I had
your house the house caught on fire.
So what happened to me was that you know, all of the drunk stories, throwing up, waking up, oh I ain't drinking no more and all of that. This faking for real. But this particular time, I cried out to God and I prayed and I said, Lord, I don't want this no more.
Yeah.
And this time he heard the cry from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother used to always tell me, if it's something that you want for God to do, ask him and he will do for it.
Yeah.
If you speak to him from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did. And I cried and I prayed and I cried and I cried. And I went to sleep and I had a dream that the house was on fire.
Yeah.
My wife and kids was on one side and I was on the other side. And I tried to reach out to save them. The house split in half. They floated one way, I floated the other way. I immediately broke up in tears and didn't have a drink since.
Wow. You know, and that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's so powerful because that's a message straight from God.
Now, I'm trying to tell you, the choice is yours.
Mm-hmm.
You can either lose your life by choosing what you're doing or choose them and you can gain life.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the best thing I could have ever done for me personally because I had to choose me first and also for my family.
I'm proud of you, man, that you actually took that route, man. And I've always been on your radar, man. You know what I'm saying? For years.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean? I'm already knowing, man.
I've been on your radar for years, man. I'm glad you actually came in and gave us your story and actually talked about substance abuse and actually talked about, you know, the effects of it and how it affects people, because a lot of times we glorify it, but it's killing a lot of us.
It's really
It's taking us down. It's taking us down the rabbit hole.
How many years are we going to see people just continue to keep dying from liver cancer and all of these cirrhosis of the liver and all of this kind of stuff? And we know that it's mental health. Man, listen, mental health is a serious thing, and a lot of that stems from the alcohol.
Yeah,
you know,
people killing because they had made a rash decision one night to kill off because they was under the influence. I'm
gonna tell you this: a lot of times people run from their reality, right? Mm-hmm. And they jump into drinking because they can escape the reality per se, you know. But ain't no escaping reality, man. You have to address it. You got to deal with it.
You got to deal with it.
You got to deal with it head on, man. Because unless you deal with it, you're gonna be running from it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to get in that bottle, you're gonna fall, you're going to drown in that bottle.
You might run into a dead end.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you might run into a dead end, man.
It's straight like that. It's serious like that, man.
You got some merch on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So is that merch for sale? You got the .com?
So you can actually go and check out a lot of my merch at www.caesar-rio.com. I got jackets, I got hoodies, I got t-shirts. You name it, I got it, you know.
Caesar-rio.com?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This Seize the Moment shirt, I actually got an update to the website, but I got these available too as well.
Yeah.
This jacket is a one of one. I crafted it myself. You know, got some stitching on it. You know, just added, customize a few different things on it. I also do customization too as well.
Okay.
I print on t-shirts, hats, whatever the case is.
So you all around business, man.
Yeah,
out here.
yeah. It's a business. It's a business, man, and it has to make sense at the end of the day.
How important is it for artists to know that this is a business and
very important
and really tap into the business part of this?
Very important, man. I think that, you know, sometimes from the beginning, let me just say from the beginning, coming up as an artist, the first time somebody mentioned money, you thought they was trying to be funny, but they wasn't.
No.
They was really low key trying to pull your coattail because it takes money.
Yeah, to see how serious
to really see how serious you are. And if you are willing to bet your own money, if you're willing to invest your own money into yourself, then other people around you are willing to invest their time, their efforts into helping you do certain things.
They're gonna go hard.
They're gonna go hard for you as you go hard for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that is very important. You got to be willing to take the risk.
Yeah.
You got to believe in
what
the
you're doing. Come with the reward.
Risk gonna come with the reward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be willing to be able to put that in for real.
One last thing, man. Then I was hoping I can get a live stream performance from you, man.
Oh yeah.
Possible, man. One last thing, man. Advice to new artists. What advice would you give to a young artist from a similar background who aspires to follow in your footsteps?
Practice, 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 practice. That's what I can tell you. Practice, practice, practice. Master your craft, and be serious and about everything that you do. Be very intentional about everything that you do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And practice. Make sure that you got your work down packed. You know what I'm saying. And always figure out how you can become better. You know,
they say practice makes
perfect, man. But you can always become better. Start by maybe videoing your performances, critiquing yourself when you get back home. Well, okay, I could have did this better. I could have did that. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little sauce. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, we gonna be back with Caesar Rio. Make sure y'all stay tuned for this live stream performance, man. This is a special one. You hear me?
Straight like that. Let's see.
All I need, just a couple words. All I ask, all I need.
This your boy Craig Dunson, Paradigm Shift Recovery Services. When the way we see the world no longer works for us, this is where the paradigm shift begins. Here at Paradigm Shift, our mission is simple: to ensure that no person seeking recovery from mental health and substance use disorder need die without ever having had a chance to find a better way of life. Here, as Paradigm Shift Recovery Services, this is where the theory of recovery meets the practice of recovery. This is where we show you how to live through programs like psychotherapy, med management, medically assisted treatment, mental health and SUD case management, outpatient treatment, peer recovery support that is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. By who? People who are actually in the process of recovery. Authenticity is what we thrive on here. Authenticity is what we offer. So please, let us get into the trenches with you, no matter how hard it is right now, no matter how hopeless it may look. There is a better tomorrow. And sometimes we have to let go of the illusion that somehow yesterday should have been better. So if you let us help you today, we can help you get to a better tomorrow. My name is Craig. I'm looking for you. 216-273-6888. Give me a call. Let's get this started. The time is now.
If you're seeking recovery and feeling alone and don't know who to turn to, don't hesitate to call Paradigm Shift Recovery at 216-273-6888. They're there for you.
It's your boy Craig Dunson, Paradigm Shift Recovery Services. When the way we see the world no longer works for us, this is where the paradigm shift begins. Here at Paradigm Shift, our mission is simple: to ensure that no person seeking recovery from mental health and substance use disorder need die without ever having had a chance to find a better way of life. Here, as Paradigm Shift Recovery Services, this is where the theory of recovery meets the practice of recovery. This is where we show you how to live through programs like psychotherapy, med management, medically assisted treatment, mental health and SUD case management, outpatient treatment, peer recovery support that is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. By who? People who are actually in the process of recovery. Authenticity is what we thrive on here. Authenticity is what we offer. So please, let us get into the trenches with you no matter how hard it is right now.
Yo, we back with another Top TV. I got my man Caesar Rio in the building. We got this new joint called Wake Up. Check it out.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Oh no, wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
Ah, got to wake up. As the sun rises, does the kind rate. Evil lives in his heart, he got a blind face. Life dealt the hand, but it's all fate. Don't move in a rush, let the cards lay. When you begin to see the light at the tunnel, recognize your direction and try not to fumble. Cause see, it was all good just a week ago. Backbone of the hood and they leaving slow. But the streets don't love nobody and he ain't know. Man, he lost both parents by the age of 4. Never got a chance to grow and love himself. By the age of 40, figured out he needs some help. The family turned their back once grandma died. Everybody fake camera, envy in their eyes. Trying to look aside from their passion's pride. Was two birds of a feather till the flights collide. A lot of hidden agendas behind slight smiles. And his soul he tried but gave up and threw the towel. But somehow he knew that God didn't bring him to leave him. Now he celebrating 16 years of freedom. So got to wake up.
Hey.
Somehow we got to wake up. Strong built as a mind frame. Been tested by the waters, yet she still remains. Her mother's boyfriend really tried to break her, sneaking in the room every single night to rape her. But she shed in tears through the years and promised one day she was gonna go ahead and send him to meet his maker. Her mama didn't believe her, said it's time to put her out. Now she on the streets really without a know-how. And then she met a man who only wanted to love her, but she had so much baggage to uncover. Connected with her pastor and she introduced God. She was uncertain but said, why not, let's try. Soon she got saved, you wouldn't guess who she seen. Her mother's boyfriend on the corner on his knees. The dope man got the gun and he aimed at the squeeze. She ran over and said, I forgive you, stop please. Unfortunately, it was too late. The reaper came to collect, this was his last day. But before he closed his eyes, he screamed, Lord forgive me. Even with his last breath, he asked for forgiveness. We got to wake up.
Yeah. Deep.
Somehow we got to wake up. Wake up!
Hey, Caesar Rio, man, I appreciate you, man, coming and dropping them jewels on us, man.
I appreciate you.
Great music, man. We gotta wake up. You hear the music, go check out the music, go tap in with this brother. You know what I mean? He really got a message for us all, man. And it's time right now for you to listen to this type of music, man, because a lot of stuff is going on and we need these messages out here, man, that can uplift us and keep us on the right track. You know what I mean? And he a living testament to his music. He not just out here preaching to nobody. He actually been through the storm, been through the fire, man. So, you know, make sure y'all stay tuned in and tapped into this Top TVs like this, man. Inspirational stories like this.
Straight like that.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.